people, welcome to United View, welcome to another road trip. Manchester United are taking on Norwich today at Carrow. That is real Jonathan Watts.
Jonathan Watts.
Rah, that's Carrow, I can't say it.
Carrow Road.
Carrow Road.
Carrow Road.
Can you say that?
Carrow Road.
Carrow Road. Carrow Road.
Carrow Road.
We're going to Norwich Stadium. I've never started a video like that. Carrow Road. I'm boring you lot, I'm so sorry, but I just started recording and I was like, right, I actually can't say it. We're going to Norwich Stadium away from home to face Norwich City today. And you know what? We've all spoken about this run of fixtures that are quite kind in inverted commas to Man United. Look, we've been so bad over the course of this season that I still don't think we're there yet to be, saying we should be divine right winning any game. But yes, it does look like, if you could choose the next sort of 8 to 10 games for Ralph Rangnick and you look and none of the top sort of 4 or 5 teams are in it, you've got to say that Man United got a good chance if we play to the best of our ability, and I think that's hopefully what we're going to do today. 4-2-2 again, I think he goes back to that. We saw what happened with the experiment midweek. It was it's a bit do you know what I mean? That's fine. But today it's back to business, and now it's the time to start seeing, how consistent we can be in this shape. Can we play for longer in that manner than we did for Crystal Palace in the first 30 minutes? And look, no disrespect to Norwich, but Crystal Palace are a far better side than them. I'm expecting us to dominate the ball today, and I'm expecting Norwich to sit off. So to be fair, it's actually probably maybe even a slightly different game plan. Now the players are going to be asked to, yes, play in that same formation, but they're going to play against a team who is probably not going to look to have the ball as much as maybe Crystal Palace, or look to get at us as much as Crystal Palace. Yes, they're going to look. Norwich are fighting for their lives, and any team that's fighting for their lives, it's a very, very difficult game. Even if Daniel Farke was still there, forget that Dean Smith's now there, which gives them an extra added boost. And they've been okay. They've improved. They have improved. So we cannot go there thinking we got Ralph Rangnick, 4-2-2, the Professor, light work. Not at all. We have to earn the right to play. And Ralph Rangnick spoke about that in the press conference, sort of saying that, you know what, it's going to be a really difficult game. I think he probably goes with the exact same team that played against Palace. I know I was saying it as well after the Young Boys game, and I know a lot of you guys were saying it about, potentially Mason Greenwood starting in front of Marcus Rashford. I still think he's going to give Marcus Rashford a little bit more time. I still think he's going to give Rashford a little bit more time personally. But I just feel like after his comments on Greenwood after the game, I don't think, and don't take this the wrong way, and I kind of touched on it on that video I done with Rangnick's Greenwood plan. I don't think Rangnick's that gassed by Greenwood, and when I say that, I don't mean he doesn't rate him. Of course he does. He spoke about him glowingly, but his willingness to talk about his mentality, and he obviously needs to develop. We need to develop that. We need to develop him physically. Him just kind of talking about was just sort of saying, Rashford's ahead of him right now. I just saw it as that. I just saw it as Rashford's maybe ahead of him right now, and we're going to take our time with Mason. We're going to take our time. Look, I could be completely wrong and Mason might start, but that's the gut feeling I got off it. The fact that he wants to just use Mason sparingly and in the right moments and at the right times. Mason will surely get off the bench for sure. Interesting about what he was saying away from the game real quick. What he was saying about Paul Pogba, saying he's not up for convincing people to stay. And I think it's a breath of fresh air. We saw the news break about Martial as well, wanting to leave. Look, on a different day, I think if that was Paul Pogba and Raiola, we'd all be going off again. But I think the thing with Martial is you don't normally get that from him. So everyone's giving him a blind because his agent doesn't normally talk. But technically, it actually is unprofessional. Like, why does the agent need to come out and tell Sky Sports that? Just talk to the club in January, and then we hear the news in January that Martial's leaving. If that was Paul Pogba who did that, there'll be absolute outrage. But I think it goes with credits in the bank, and Martial is not known for that sort of stuff. He's very, very quiet, and you never hear anything from his camp. So it's a bit surprising to hear that. But Ralph Rangnick saying, I think it's good because he's here for the short term. He don't need any loyalty to players, and this is what we've spoken about many times since Rangnick's come in. A lot of fans have done it as well. It's the fact that there's no favourites. He's not going to be up any player's arse. Do you know what I mean? In terms of begging them to do this and begging them to do that. He wants to shape a team that he feels he can pass on to someone else, and he doesn't want that to include people who don't want to be here, and it's that simple. I really agree with him with that. You know, why should we have to beg Paul Pogba to stay and convince him of this and convince him of that? Do you know what I mean? And on Martial's front, he's been here 6 years. We've had a couple of good seasons out of him. Yes, he's had different managers and chopped and changed and stuff like that, but sometimes you have to just say, look, you had the player 6 years. It's best that both parties just go their separate ways. You know what I mean? I'm not one in the camp of, but if he goes somewhere else, it's going to be absolutely brilliant. I just think in the right system, and that I think Martial will always be hot and cold, personally. I think with the intensity that he shows in his game and how consistent he is and just how he applies himself in games, fantastic player on his day. But I've said that too many times, that in quoted mark, on his day. Yes, with Martial FC and all this, and I've probably stayed in that hotel a couple of times, a good couple of times. Martial FC, you want to back the player, and I've always backed him. But you know, the way the squad's moving on, if he's not going to get game time, he deserves the right to leave and go find some regular game time and try and find a new home and play regular. And we deserve a player who, you know, we can have a fresh start and try and shape the squad differently. Same with Paul Pogba if he was to leave. I've said that even before Ralph Rangnick came. With Pogba, if he wants to stay and commit, fine. If he doesn't, see you later. And that's what Ralph Rangnick's got to do. You know, if you think about it, Ralph Rangnick's in a position where he can actually give the new manager, or himself, if he employs himself again for another year, a nice little basis to work off. Cavani's going to be gone. Pogba will probably go. Looks like Martial, Lingard. That's 4. Mata probably go. That's 5. We're not really sure about Matic, but that could potentially be 6.
Sir Philip of Jones
will surely go in probably January or the summer, but obviously, you know, hasn't been part of the first team.
Sign a new 5-year contract.
No, Man United, that is very possible. But Ralph Rangnick's there now, so that probably won't happen. But you know what I mean? There's 5 or so players there that are part of the first team setup genuinely. That actually, when you look at it, could actually, you know, not be there at the end of the season. So a new manager coming in, or if these things happen in January, it gives them a basis to work off and to reshape the squad how we want to reshape it. Do you know what I mean? Ronaldo will probably stay another year on top. I don't think he'll go at the end of the season. So we'll see. But yeah, back to today's game. Fullbacks. Did I think the question is did Luke Shaw do enough in how long did he play? Probably about 60 odd minutes, probably about that. Did he do enough to say take the spot from Telles? He got an assist, to be fair to him. I think he did okay. But I just think for the balance of it and keeping things and a bit of continuity, I think he goes with Telles and Dalot again. Wan-Bissaka definitely won't start. I don't even know if he's even fit to start. Obviously, he took a knock at the end of the game, which Rangnick spoke about, but he was sure that he could probably take part in training and be part of the squad to travel to Norwich. But I think he keeps the same fullbacks personally. And you know what? I think he should. Again, no disrespect to Norwich, but we're going to have a lot of the ball. At fullback's going to be so important today. So important. They're going to be high up the pitch. They're going to need to be delivering balls. They're going to be needing to be on the front foot. And if Telles is in a good groove of doing that, leave him be. And we know what Wan-Bissaka is like if more is asked for him in terms of in possession, because we've got more possession. I'd much rather Dalot there today. A lot of people obviously wanting Eric Bailly to come in and play Leicester Lindelof. It's just not going to happen, is it? It's just not going to happen. It's going to be Maguire straight back in. And another thing, I think that the biggest sign yet was the fact that he made all those changes from that starting 11. It gave him 4 or 5 more days to work on a system/plan for Norwich. Do you know what I mean? So I think he goes the same team again. I really do. I think he goes exactly the same team again. And I think we'll win the game. I am not going to give predictions. I have been warned not to do that, because every time I do that, they never come to fruition. I feel like I've just gone in a mad circle here, and if this has sent me in a mad circle, I'm going to be quite angry. But anyway, I'll deal with that in a minute. I think we'll win the game, but it won't be easy. No game's ever easy, and I just want to see more of that control, more of that balance that Ralph Rangnick's talking about. I was going to do a prediction, but I'm not. Smash a like on the video, subscribe if you're new. Make sure you guys join Owen on the Match View Live. Keep him company, keep him sane, and then he'll be doing the match reaction straight after that, and we will be live, well not live, but we will be with you after that for the match views. We are out of here, guys. Here's the 3 points. Peace.